we're gonna pick up where we left off. Last video. Matter of fact, before I even continue any further, it should not be capturing my entire screen. It should just be capturing the display. Okay, so this hoe's bullshitting. This hoe is bullshitting. Done. It shouldn't switch from that at all. See, now it's bullshitting. Let's go ahead and do this. There you go. I was watching Corey earlier. Yeah, so I just need to fix something real quick. Give me a second. I just need to fix something real quick. 1 second. Yes. This is what I'm doing right now. So I post. I didn't post. Did I post on the 13th? Did I post that one? I don't think I did. I don't think I did. Yeah, 13. Okay, cool. Cool, 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 cool. So I did post June 13th, so today's the 14th, and this is the one I'll be posting. Alright, I just need to get some things in order. Well, we back. We good. We good. Alright, cool. So, what I'm gonna do now is, hopefully my audio works just fine. Alright, bet. So let's get into it. So yesterday we seen AU is my number one pair for the week. Yeah, my number one pair for the week. This is what we're looking at, right? Again, I'm looking for a sweep up here, which would be beautiful, and then the rejection sell, which would be marvelous. Marvelous. Come sweep these lows as well. So that's practically what I'm looking for. So next week or this coming week, this is my number one so far. Um, am I missing anything? It should be good. It should be good. Okay. So So with this trade alone, I want to see something, right? Because realistically, within a matter of a month, there should only be about like 4 trades total. Once you kind of learn how to play with the numbers, it's pretty straightforward from there. So right now, I'm looking at. Let me see these numbers real quick. I'm looking at AUD USD, and if I have an entry around this price here, right, stop loss right around here, stop loss and take profit, and TP is over here, right? We're looking at about 700 ticks, right? And P&L, this one, let's risk. I mean, I'll be risking 80%, but 80% of I'm just $80. I'm bugging the fuck out. But oh heck, oh I'm bugging. I'm tripping. Yeah, I'm tripping. I'm tripping. I'm tripping. Okay, it's not gonna let me like put the risk. Alright, that's cool. Where is it at? Risk. Risk $100 there. This is AUD USD, right? take profit isn't correct because the fuck. There we go. Now we're looking good. So with this trade alone, risk about, I put $100. Risk about 80, make about $400 from this trade. Now I'm looking for this. This is very plausible. Now it can happen very fast, very much can. So basically, I'm pretty much waiting for, as long as this high isn't broken. Like if it breaks, but it's like, what am I trying to say? If price breaks above this high, and basically, oh, you can't even see. I'm bugging. I'm on the wrong page. If price, basically, I don't want price to break this. But if it happens to break, right? I want to see like something like this, right? Let's say this is a break here, right? Assuming that, you know, whatever, it doesn't matter about color. Let's say it breaks, right? And then we start having this little price action here, right? Little dojis, right? It's not, price ain't really doing much, right? Doji, right? Little wick out. It's not really going any higher. That's what I want to see, and to basically draw it out to where it makes sense a little bit. My phone keep closing, and to pretty much draw it out to where it makes sense. First of all, let me turn off these. I can't even turn off ads. Well, there goes that. But basically, what I'm looking for, if it happens to do this, right? Assuming that it's here, right? Let's say we break. We're creating this higher, lower action, right? Basically, what I want to see is this. Very tight, very no momentum. That is very good to me. Even if it makes it up here, doesn't matter. As long as it's very low momentum and we're kind of just staying, we're not really pushing any further, that's a good sign to me. All you have to wait is look for the lowest point that makes sense. And out of this random drawing, the lowest point that makes sense is obviously this right here. There's clear support here that's drawn. So all you have to do is wait for that break, small retest on the 15-minute, ride it out the rest of the week. You vibe. So AUD is something that we looked at. This one, USD CHF. Only reason why I would look for something different is because it's a counter trend trade. You want to stick with the trend, but the reason why I'm taking a counter trend trade, you have to keep in mind this is all-time low. This is like all-time low. The first time we even got up, last time we were even down here remotely was in 2015. So that tells me price doesn't hold very well in these areas, and especially right back here towards 2011. Price is not a fan of holding this, and you can kind of already see how weak all this is. And just like I said last week too, or at least in the last video, it's creating this, and again, this is just foreshadowing, it's not guaranteed, but to me, we're creating this left head right shoulder. Like, yes, there's still all of this price tag, it still has to make that right shoulder of the head, but you can kind of see that foresight. Okay, this could potentially happen within here, because you already see that if it wants to sell, right, you're gonna have something like this. Like, assuming that we're here, right, assuming that this is the same here, right, left head, that potential right shoulder. If it wants to sell, it's gonna do something like this. We can't tell though. You know what I'm saying? This is quite literally the same candlestick damn near. But you can't really tell though, because it's like you can't really just assume that, hey, you know, next one's gonna be this next one's gonna be that. You can't really, you have to wait. So this is more so, if I want to buy, I have to wait. I have to be extra patient for this and let it set up. Just like here, you let it set up. This is a perfect, this would have been a perfect situation here where you wait for the next candle, basically give you that morning star formation, wait for the small pullback rejection, you're in it. Simple as that. But mind you, this is weekly, so weekly time frames take a lot longer. Next one, I got some people messaging me, things of that nature, not important right now, but yeah, we already went through. So So basically, if you want to continue, you still have to wait for a lower high. If you want to sell, and if you want to buy, you have to wait for that higher high, a higher low, and then enter that for long. But in this situation, this is just understanding your position here. Where we're sitting at a lower low. What are the possibilities? What are the chances, right? Especially with this kind of economy, that market. Let me not say this kind of economy because that kind of puts the blame on Trump. And I'm not a man of putting the blame on one person because it takes a whole nation to fuck shit up or make it really good. So the situation that we're in as of right now, right? The chances of market, especially how market's been moving lately, the chances that market will give us this doji candlestick, right, on the daily, by the way, and then basically give us that push to continue on selling is very low. It's not a good chance that will happen. That hasn't happened in a long time, where you get a doji and then within the same, well, this is week starting over, but it just continuing isn't likely. I'm gonna keep it real, because every time we've had, for instance here, right, we broke doji. What did it do? Reverse. Broke. What did it do? This is still a good move, even though I wouldn't buy this, but it's still a buy move here. So it's stuff like that you just got to keep in mind. You feel me? And then down to the 4 hour, we have a lower high, lower low, lower high, and I'm anticipating a higher low. Now, if that doesn't work, obviously it's gonna break structure and continue to show us that continuation, and we're not even interested. So now I'm looking for something a little bit better than USD CHF. GBP CHF is practically the same thing. You know, we're in that area of all-time low. Haven't been here. Last time we were down here was the beginning of the year. This is April, actually, just a nasty ass sell. But last time we were even remotely here was in 2024. Before that was 2023, and before that was in 2022. So you can see year after year, at least year after year, we come back down here. Year after year, we come back down here. Guaranteed. So what are the chances that it will come back again after it's already been down here? Not that good. Weekly, you can already see it's bearish. Daily is bearish. As you can see, it's just creating these higher highs, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Wait for that lower high to be made. Go short. Simple as that. As you can see here, lower high, right? This is a lower low, lower high, lower low. Wait for that lower high to be made. Tap into here, get a good clean sweep, probably even higher. Who knows? Just wait. And that's all it is. It's really as simple as that. But to kind of, obviously, since I'm demonstrating, I gotta label this a little bit. So let's start here, right? Where obviously this is the lower high point. So I guess we could start here, this higher high point. So at least it makes sense for everybody. So higher high, this is a higher low. This is a, we won't skip all this, but this is a lower high. This is a lower low. Come back here. This is a lower high. Over here, this is a higher low. Higher high. Higher low. This is also I believe this is also higher high. Yeah. Broke structure, right? Yeah, it did. It did. Yeah, this is considered a higher high. And this is a, since we broke structure, yeah, this is a lower low right here. And this is the optimal time to wait for that lower high to be made. And it made it right here. This lower high. And you can kind of see now, right? Same thing with AUD USD or USD CHF. When you're coming to make that first lower low, and then you're coming to make that lower high, it's going to be choppy. It's not going to be very active. People want to sell. They're ready for the sell, but they're waiting for the cheapest price to sell. That's key. And you kind of already see this rejection here. We could highly have this candle wick fill and it continue. So that's something to be aware of. But as of right now, we have this lower low, lower high. And then we came and made this lower low. So now, if you want to continue, wait for a lower high, I guess tap into this daily fair value gap, and then wick fill. Beautiful move there. So practically what we're waiting for, same thing, come wick up in here, beautiful, respect the EMA. This is going to be a perfect spot. This is okay. All right. So now they got to do this. Take out the hourly, bro. I don't know why it's doing that, but good thing I caught it now versus later. Knock this out real quick. If y'all want shorter videos too, like me just getting to the point or teaching a specific topic, let me know. I'll do it. I got time. That's why I'm starting like this. I wish I had better quality. I don't know what's wrong with it. I haven't looked into it. I'll fix it whenever the time comes. But right now, I'm really only worried about this. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm only worried about this right now. So daily, we are at a lower low point. On the 4 hour, you can mark the 4 hour too. It's not nothing crazy. You can if you want to. We could do it right now. Since it's a higher high point. Higher high. And it helps too when you, for me, at least for me, right? I can visually see what's going on. So lower high, I mean higher low. Because we didn't break this zone, so since we're starting here high high, it's a higher low from this point here. So we're just gonna start like that. And also, if you make this a lower, either way, this is the higher high. That's why I start at the top. That's why at least I like to start at a higher high point. So even if I fuck up at the bottom, right, I can still correct it here. This is still a lower high point regardless. So lower high. Now don't quote me on that. I might be wrong, but at least for me, I'm never like tripped up as long as I start at the most recent higher high. And at least, because clearly it's the most recent higher high, but I start at a point where it just makes sense to where, okay, this is enough data for me to comprehend, my brain to comprehend. Everyone's brain's different. You could literally only have start from here, higher high, lower low, and that's enough for you. For me, it's a little bit back, make sure, all right, now I kind of see the sequence, what's going on. I can read it better, instead of just keeping it in my head, I can see. That's just me though. For me, I'm not telling you to do it, but it helps me. So this is lower, higher, low. I'm bugging today. Higher high, higher low, lower high, higher low. We didn't break this up until to here, so I'll count this as a higher high here. And since it's like hella choppy, I'm not gonna count every single one. This is the breaking point, which is the lower low zone. And then because we broke this higher low, and then we retested to create this lower high. And then came back down, created a lower low. And you can kind of just see the pattern what's going on, right? Higher high, higher low. Lower high, higher low. Higher high, you would anticipate a higher low. But hey, lower high, perfect. Now instead of trying to look for buys, you could look for sells. Wait for that lower high to be made. Preferably I would have liked this to be swept. That's just me. But hey, lower high, morning star formation within here. Obviously if you go down the time frame, you'll see a little bit more, see what's going on here and how to enter. Lower high, lower low. This right here is a perfect zone for it to be a lower high. Respect this EMA. Respect the EMA, area of interest, round psychological level, 10.4 or 10.5, right around here, around this area here, 10.5. So We have round psychological level, and just to keep it in mind, that's what I like to do. Go over to. I mean, you should only see this on the 4 hour, but it don't really matter. Coordinates 10-5, perfect, and then you can switch this to the background of it so it's not like in your way. Lock it in, so at least you have this white text right here. 10-5. So I know area interest, round psychological level, EMA, and we're creating that lower high sequence to continue selling. And how that will look on the daily would be this daily wick fill, and then this daily fair value gap fill, and then have this wick fill. The reason why I use fair value gaps is just what I've whoa. This is bad. Okay, so this one's doing it too. Cool. We only want to see this on the hourly. You only want to see it on the hourly. Is there a way to like preset it to where it's just? I'll figure that out too. I have a lot to figure out. Shit. I like how it's just popping up now, so that's good. Saves me a few seconds. Let me knock this out real quick. I believe that's all of them. Yeah, so back to what I was saying. You see the trend that's going on, right? The switch was right here. From higher high to lower low, wait for the lower high, sell. Now we're in the lower low. Now all we can do is just continue the trend. Wait for a lower high to be made. This could be the lower high, who knows? But you have to keep in mind, right? The reason why I don't think this is complete, right? The way that will look on the daily would be right here. Candle open, wick in here, wick fill, right? And let's just assume the fair amount. Let's just assume a fair amount. You feel me? And it's gonna look something like this. I don't know if I have a pen. Okay, that was just a dot. Cool. I don't know what the fuck just happened there. It's gonna be a wick, and then there's gonna be and then that's gonna look on my bad. I'm trying to make this look as good as possible. So it's gonna look something like this. And if you go down to the 4 hour, right, from here back down to the bottom, right, we're not really anticipating to break or anything like that, and you have a fair value gap here, so that just gives you more of a reason to accept that, at least me, to accept the push to the downside. So now we'll go down to the lower time frames and see, okay, we have entry point all the way up here. That's something to keep in mind of. So since it's above my area of interest and EMA and all that, I like to basically take that, stretch it out, keep it there, just in case we come all the way up here. I know, hey, there's a fair value gap here. Be patient, nigga. And going down to the 1 hour, we can kind of see beautiful, and you already kind of see this higher high, higher low. Beautiful. We can continue pushing. We are breaking EMA, perfect. If it doesn't, it's gonna do some shit like this and just continue selling. Whereas again, just do some shit like this and then sell. And that's not my trade. I want my trades to be a little bit higher. The perfect entry would have been here, or at least here, or at least here, giving you this evening star formation. This would have been a good trade, and then retest and then continue on down. But since it's a new week, there's going to be a lot of momentum whenever markets open. So I really do think there's going to be a good push towards the EMA around psychological level, meeting up with the 2 hour EMA, sweeping this since we never had a wick on the other side. So it gives you a good chance to at least wick it. We already have this higher high, higher low action going on. So that tells me, okay, cool. Price, at least from last week, didn't give me the indicator that it's gonna just straight up continue. But if it can, it absolutely can. I'm not the judge of that. I'm just here to really see what the fuck this is, and then we go on from there. My favorite pair still, right, is AUD USD. That is hands down my favorite pair. Like just as ooh, and just as of this week, this day, this week, whatever. Favorite pair. I drink protein shakes, so 30 grams of protein, 160 calories, 1 sugar, 24 vitamins and minerals, and it helps with your immune health. So immune health isn't like you getting sick. That's what immune health. And sometimes you gotta shit it out. So guess what it will do? It'll make you shit. You know? That's just how I be. That's just how I be. Alright, so this one we already know we want the area to be up here. I would love for this to be in here, but it's fine. The fact that it's all the way up there, it does scare me a bit. As you can see, we might not even make it all the way up there. But as far as daily goes, yes, I could see this happening. Like this within here, yes, I can see that happening. So this is a pair that we'll just have to wait on. But as far as I'm concerned, I want to see some consolidation in here. And yeah, I want to see some consolidation in here. I'm gonna put an alarm here. So I guess I could say from previous videos, I don't put these on the ones that I like. I put alarms on the ones that I like. So just in case if I don't use a risk to reward chart, that means, hey, there's a higher probability of price pushing higher. So just be extra patient. That's all that's telling me. That's all I'm waiting for. Just that push. We could even come all the way up here, sweep liquidity. Who knows? But point is, wait. That's the whole point. Wait. You're gonna get an entry. Just let it give it to you. Feel me? You're gonna get some shit like this, where even, Lord, I can't even speak. Even this right here, right? Obviously, this is second entry. I got this. But you see this right here, right? We're consolidating. Just consolidate. That's pretty much what all you're looking for. And AUD USD consolidates. So you start seeing this consolidate, get ready. Start seeing consolidate, get ready. Consolidate, ready, consolidate. So what are we expecting? Right? It didn't consolidate here. There's a good chance we could consolidate here at my area interest. This is my second area interest. And if not, this is my third. But more than likely, there's already a move within there. So then I won't trade this pair. Just leave it alone. Wait till next week. See what's popping at the end of the week. Simple as that. You know, you ain't trying to overdo it. You know what I'm saying? So GPCHF, what I'm looking for is pretty much up here or right here. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna put this here as well to let me know. Lord, what the fuck is going on? Get ready. Yeah, realistically, I would want something up in here. Probably, you know, respecting this high here potentially, because this is the leg that broke. And if you go down to the 2 hour, yeah, it's a hard pick, but you know, it is what it is. Yeah, so essentially, I'll be looking for something like this high here, right, and then basically bring it right back to the bottom where this fair value gap is that was never tapped into for a 1-to-5 risk to reward ratio. Now, I just turned 23 yesterday too. I'm looking to be perfect all around. This year, I ain't gonna fake it. I'm genuinely trying to be perfect. Like I'm hitting, like no none of that. Like we just hitting. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not doing much. We're just hitting. Can I record on Discord? I don't think I can. It'll be cool if I could too. Let me see if I turn on camera. And then my camera turns off. You know? I could put an ad break. Cool. Alright, I wonder if yeah, it sucks cause like it doesn't stay on. My bad, chat. I'm trying to fix this real quick. My webcam. I need to buy a new one because when I restart it, turn it off, turn it back on, it shows the video. So it's like, all right, what's going on. Video perfectly fine. Turn off. Turns back on. Turns off again. Yeah, my shit's fried. It is what it is. It's okay. It is okay. That's why the quality is so ass. 5 frames per second. I wonder what frames this is like being clocked at. I hope it's a little bit higher. You can see. Hopefully you can see. I hope this could be visible in the video. But there's no talking. Let's go on to the next one. So this one I'm waiting for that. But obviously I don't keep that hair, and it's just kind of see what we working with. So we're working with the 1 to 2.5. You feel me? 1 to 2.5. I'm in a 1 to 5.3. Since it's 4, I need to speed this up a little, just a tad bit. This one didn't even make it a TP. I don't know why I got that. This one fucking failed. All right, cool. So we here, right? USD JPY, right? USD been kicking ass when it comes to the Japanese yen. So right around here we became lower low, right? Lower high, higher low, higher high, lower low, lower high, and I had caught a trade here, by the way. Lower high, lower low, lower high, higher low. Hello, what are we waiting for here? This is yeah, I don't like this particular setup here, simply because it's like you can read this pretty wrong, easily read it wrong. Like, you got that massive move that had no business moving that crazy. And then if you take that and move that, tell me if that's bullish or bearish. Right? Clearly this is the lower low. Lower high, higher low, higher high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, higher low. What are we anticipating as far as weekly? Higher high or lower high. And lower highs is, and that's I think that's the tricky part. Whenever you run into issues where, I believe for most people, right, where you have that higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low, right? You're anticipating a lower high, but at the same time, people forget you can get that higher high. It could just be a liquidity sweep. You feel me? Same issue here, where you have that lower high, higher low. This is where essentially you want to buy. But mind you, the overall movement is the overall. Yeah, I mean, if you don't count these little moves, right? The overall move is bearish, and this is why I don't like when charts set up like this, because it makes it very, very awkward. This pair was not really tradable much, as you can see, especially back in 2019. You're not getting no crazy moves. Then all of a sudden, we go bullish. Damn, damn, damn. Hold on, now we start getting some strong moves. This is back in 2023. This right here is not normal. If you ever since this price has started, we've had these micro moves, and this is on the weekly, by the way. So I know it was tough trading back then. Then all of a sudden, boom. This is I believe this is Biden era. There wasn't much done, and whenever there's not much done, what do you call this? Manipulation. Right? People in office, they're passing off stuff, doing pretty much what they want without any restrictions, pretty much. Let me not say without any restrictions. They're going behind people's backs. Biden's signature was getting doxxed. I think that's the right word. If not, I apologize. But basically, they were signing for him, executive orders and things of that nature. He wasn't showing up in meetings. Oh, why can I not meet with Biden? Because they know he couldn't speak for himself. They were doing shit for him. Hence why you have this. This is called manipulation. This is not okay. It's not how price moves, right? Corrected itself, cool. Came back up. Then it starts moving normally. where you're correcting, right? Clearly stuff is being done. And yeah. And then this big sell off, this was because Japan had their interest rates, they increased their interest rates, people pulling out of stocks, investments, and things of that nature to cover for their Japanese um, investment portfolio. And the rich, or the ultra rich, or the rich, doesn't matter. They put money in the Japanese yen investments because the trade off is so low. The interest rate is so low. So whenever you put in money, whenever you take it out, since the interest is so low, you're practically doubling your shit whenever you cash out, or you pretty much don't lose nothing at all compared to other investments in other countries where you get taxed more than the Japanese yen. The interest rate is a lot higher. You're pretty much getting what you're supposed to get back, but the Japanese yen, you can kind of manipulate. They've been manipulating it to take out more than what they actually are supposed to take out. So that's kind of how that works. Don't quote me on that. I'm just, hey, that's just up to my understanding. I'm not a logistics person, not my cup of tea, not my brand of tea, but it's okay. Oh, this one's already marked. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. So higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, lower high, higher low. This is a lower high consolidation, right? Trash. Lower high. You can effectively call this a higher low, but it's not done. So I'm not gonna say this is done, but this is pretty much a higher low, because this could continue. It could just hit you one of these, and it looks like, hey, this could be ready for the sell. The sell is very prominent, but as of right now, did it break? That's what I'm trying to understand. It did break. So that means this is a higher high, higher low. This is the perfect time to buy. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I hate when it does that, dude. Perfect. And then obviously, as far as daily, weekly's bullish. Daily's also back bullish. 4 hour. And the reason why I say that is if I were to pretty much delete everything to kind of help you see it, right? Even though yes, we did break here, we created this lower high, higher low. This is the next structure point. Higher high, we broke that higher high, created a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, higher low. The next anticipated zone is that higher high. Go daily, same thing. Higher high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, lower high, lower high, higher low. Because we never broke any of this, so clearly the sellers aren't really, they're not holding, right? Lower high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Next anticipated move, which is practically this here, next higher high push. So that's practically what we're anticipating for. 4 hour looks gorgeous for a bullish move here. Yeah, this is beautiful. I don't think this is gonna pull back to anything. I think this is just gonna rip. To be honest, I think this is just gonna rip. To keep it real with you, so I like this. Tapped into. Okay, we might come and sweep, but I do believe this is gonna buy. So I'll put the structure point at the 1 hour structure point, which is nowhere to be found, which is cool. So we'll just use a 30 minute, right? 30 minute already broke. You have your retest points here. So we're gonna use that as leverage to kind of, understand what the fuck going on. Which I learned, if you click control, you could use the magnet. That's pretty cool. I didn't know that. So right, and then obviously you want to stay above, right? Again, this is the biggest safety tool. Have a big stop loss. Have that simple 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio. You know, simple 1-to-1 right there, man. I'm telling you, it works. Looking at. And now this one right here, I don't think we're gonna break this low. So just to give it a little bit of grace, I don't mind that. I don't mind going for this. I mean, if it breaks and closes below, comes as far as this at that point, like what are we looking at? Yeah, I don't like maybe have I, I don't know. It's low. It's tough to judge because like I don't think this is gonna go any lower. But to just obviously for reference points, I'm gonna just keep it here because I don't have another. I mean, I don't like using a 15-minute either because 15 minutes too small. But I guess you could say this is a decent structure point here. Multiple touches, especially on the 15-minute. You should have multiple touches. Here, multiple touches, multiple touches. This is a good structure point here. We broke below, we broke back above. So I don't trade a small time frame, by the way. Um, but yeah, this is a decent structure point within there. Um, um, Realistically, should be here, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Because there's nothing left here besides obviously wicks and could come snatch that liquidity up. And there's this 15-minute point. The thing is with the 15-minute time frame, you can have points like that. Price would not go. If it's gonna move, it's gonna move. It's you know what I'm saying. So I believe this is the breaking point where we could retrace all the way down here. Just a thought. But that is a 15-minute to keep in mind. Yeah, like this isn't a solid like yes, this is the area of interest here, but we could also come here, respect, consolidate, and then have that push as well. So also learning like keeping in mind that this is just an area of interest. It's not like a this is the area. This is just an area of interest. So anywhere between this line, right? It could be bigger than that. Who knows? But somewhere in here, price is reacting, right? And we have 144 flat within here. So I'm just trying to think here like what reason does this have to pretty much flip on you, right? And again, nobody wants to deal with that shit. I don't either. So what reasons could this price action have to just flip? So we can go over basically, just the back and forth game, right? We do have this wick fill that we never had, which this could be really big. So having to move from here to here, this is really beautiful. I ain't going, I ain't even going fake here now. It's a really beautiful move. Um, yeah, like I mean, we've come from this higher high point, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, higher low. I'm anticipating that higher high push in this wick fill. So daily, right? Same thing, higher high, higher low, lower high, higher low, higher high, higher low. And the thing is, what's beautiful about this as well, it's like we've kind of consolidated. We had a pretty hard time pushing through here. You see, when I put it like that, it doesn't look like it. I need to zoom in, bro. Yeah, it broke. Yeah, it broke. That is a higher high. And basically, what I was saying earlier too, this is pretty much what you want to see on the smaller time frame. This consolidation break. That's what you want to see. But you can kind of tell here where cool, we've had a higher high, we've had that consolidation, right? The sell is not the probability of the sell doesn't go down because it broke, right? The probability doesn't go down simply because you can have that break, but it's just consolidating up there. Then you have your sell move. But in this particular scenario here, what I like is yes, it did break, right? And yes, you could have took that as okay, maybe we're just hanging up here, which it did, and it broke beautifully. And this could be the retest to continue selling. Who knows? What I like about it for the buys is that yes, it did break, right? We did sell, right? Creating that higher low. and but we didn't break the most recent higher low. That's something that I like. Same thing here, where you did buy, you did sell, creating a higher low. Now you're just anticipating for that entry. Now here I won't be able to enter. I'll wait. I'll have to wait for the daily. Daily engulfed and came to area interest, which is perfect. So now I'm looking for an entry within here to go long. And you can see this is Thursday, banged out. You know what I'm saying? Easy, bang, easy. Like this played out on Friday type shit. You know. And this is pretty much what you want to see. So I'm convinced that this is gonna buy. Now it might not be this area. We might dip in a little lower, consolidate under to play. Same thing as it did over here where we played above to sell. We could do the same thing where we play below to buy. So it's just a matter of, you know, I don't know what it's a matter of, but it's a matter of something. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the matter is, but it's a matter of something. I just don't know what it is. You feel me? I like this. I ain't gonna fake it to you because you have a point here, and a point here. So yeah, we could, yeah. This is the TP zone right here. I'll make it a 1 to 3. That's the TP zone right there. Could I make it? Oh, does that change shit up? If it sure do. I mean, same percentage and shit like that, but the numbers are a little bit different. Numbers are a little bit different, my friend, my French. Y'all feel me? Right here, let's put in 100, 1,000. Cool. So as you can see, yeah, um, I'm not against this. Like I'm gonna keep it real. I'm not against this buy because this could truly and honestly give us that nasty push, you know. And then now we could be balling in here. You feel me? So I mean, let's see. Nah, let's see. We could have another situation like this where just sell, you know, or we could literally just sit here, just consolidate, and never break this high and shit like that. So that could be an issue as well. And that's where it comes to like, okay, cool. I mean, shit. You can wait for the full break, but usually, from my experience, once it breaks, it's gonna just continue. You know what I'm saying? And waiting for that retest is kind of pointless because it's like it already broke. Now you sitting here waiting for the retest. It's kind of like, all right, cool. You already missed all these pips. It was damn near to the TP, right? You wait for the pullback. You're not gonna get that move again till next week or the week after that. You know what I mean? So it's like it's best you just drop down to the smaller time frames, find an entry, right? That is gonna give you that push instead of waiting for a full-on break of the high. Once it breaks that, it's gonna be a good chance it's gonna just continue versus it reversing. Now, I can understand if it was a high point, as in like all-time high type shit. If it was up here, yes, you can wait for the break. There's a good chance it is gonna continue, but there's a better chance it's gonna reverse versus continue. As you can see, like multiple times where yes, it does break, but there's a good chance it's gonna reverse. Yes, it will break, but there's a good chance it will reverse. It didn't happen here. It held its support and then gave you that continuation. But it's a shitty trade right here. I don't know. Nobody should be trading this right here. And you have to wait from 4 a.m. Yeah, you have to pretty much wait for 2 days to get what, some profit. Ain't worth it. You want to trade this right here. This is what you want to trade, right? This is what you want to trade. And you peep almost all of them that I'm pointing out. It's this right here would have fooled me. Right here, I would have probably lost money way for it. Yeah. But yeah, that's. I mean, I like it. You know, I like it. I like it a lot. It looks good to me. It looks fair, set up. I mean, all there is to do is for us for market to open. Give me that wick close. I hope it closes. You know, and that wick fill will basically what's gonna look like on the hour that little wick is gonna create. It's pretty much gonna be the 30-minute tap into this fair value gap, or at least clear this zone before we continue buying. But I really don't want this to break this low. I'm gonna keep it real. So realistically, we can shorten our shit, you know, exponentially. Not by much. I'll probably like peep it right there because we're still with 35 pips. That's perfectly fine. Ain't nothing wrong with that. And then we're going for a 1 to 3 2. And we're not even looking for nothing crazy. It's just when you look at the weekly, this has potential to really give you that push. Again, I'm not telling you not to use take profits, but I don't use take profits, nor do I use stop losses. Simply because whenever you have like crazy pushes, right, you can get stopped out. But thing is, when you gonna have slippage, which is basically instead of exiting right here, you're gonna exit up here, and that's pretty much what you don't want. And the reason why, this is backwards, don't mind this, but if I enter right here with $1,000 stop loss, you might fuck around lose 1,500 or 1,300, right? The reason why I don't use stop losses is because once you get those nasty ass spikes, they're it doesn't happen a lot to where the price action just continues. You get what I'm saying? There's a good chance it's gonna retrace and give you another point of interest to get out. Because at that point, once you've already had that push and it's already retraced, now you have the opportunity for price to just have that wick fill. You don't want to be a part of that. That is your time to get out. But that's just higher level thinking. I'm not forcing that on anybody. I'm just saying what I've learned throughout the years. And I've been doing this for 2 years. And I've gotten pretty good at it. I'm at that point now where it's just executing. Now I'm 23. You feel me? I might not be big now, but my name gonna be out there once I get rolling with this content stuff, teaching people how to do it. And I'm gonna teach it for free, truly and honestly. But as far as like giving out plays, like if you want my trades, you're gonna have to pay for that. But teaching people, like I don't mind. I can do that for free. I feel like the information is it's already out there. It's just a matter of do you have the right guidance. That's all it is. So, all right. So I like this pair a lot. I'm not against it. You know, I'm not really against it. So we're gonna do this. Pull back. Let's make some money here. So over to AUD. See what we working with. Let's see what we're working with here. Oh yeah, all the JPY pairs, by the way, they move very, very similar. There's nothing too different about them, so don't be worried about that. The next one I'ma watch. Ad starts in 8 minutes. Ads are snooze for 5 minutes. Yeah, let's go ahead. Put a pause on that. I don't know. I don't know how to turn off ads. I'm gonna keep it being. Because this is really just for education. I'm not really looking to learn nothing crazy. It's just educational purposes. Cool. So next one so AUD JPY. Let's see what we're working with. So this one you can clearly see it's bearish. There's no need to like over analyze shit. It's bearish. Just take this the most recent high, this the lower low. Simple as that. See, we're having a hard time breaking. We already had that wick filled. This is a perfect time to sell. Simple as that. As far as weekly goes, which obviously, this is a little too easy. This is a little too easy. And if it's a little too easy, obviously you gotta question yourself. But at the same time with this one, right? You've seen liquidity points right here, hella wicks. So it's just a matter, all right, what are we gonna work with here? So daily, weekly is bearish. Daily, on the other hand, right? Let's start here. Lord, start here. This is the higher high point. Let's make sure that the rest are on daily only. Higher high, higher low. Is it daily? Okay, cool. We chilling. Higher high, higher low. This is the lower high point. It's lower than the recent high. And then I'm not gonna really count this. I'm gonna just count this as one. You can, but all it is just gonna add more. When you can just count it, still the same thing. So lower high, lower low. I will count. guess you can count this as the most recent lower high, and then this is the higher low, and then higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Next one's gonna be higher high, and then this is the another higher. That's a lower low. Lower low. Now this is where it gets tricky because it's like you don't have much price action to work with within here. So higher high, lower low. I will count this as a lower high because it looks like a lower high to me. This is a higher low, and then you have the higher high. We haven't made that higher low point just yet. This is just a wick. You can't count that as a higher low point or a lower low point. So now, obviously, you're gonna move this here because it's not the wick. It's the actual body right here. Higher high, higher low. Actually, right here by the morning star formation. Perfect. So as far as daily, right? Daily as of right now, right? Higher high, lower low, lower high, higher low, higher high. You know what I'm saying? It's bearish based off the fact that you're not gonna say it's bullish based off the fact that you have this higher high here. That doesn't mean it's bullish. This is the most recent high. This is the most recent low. Price could do whatever it wants within here, but within this sequence, right? We know that daily is bearish. Weekly is bearish. Daily is bearish as well because of this. We broke structure. This is more so a retest. It's as simple as it. Don't make it complicated than what it is. This is just a retest. So higher high, lower low, lower high, higher low, higher high. You're anticipating that higher low. So now you go down time frames and see, okay, where can I get an entry? Or oh yeah, this is off. Yeah, this is off. Pretty bad. The zone is higher. Matter of fact, this is the zone here. 1, 2, 3. Even if it's not this, 1, 2, 3 touches. You know what I'm saying? The one down here is cool, but like we smashed right through that with no issue. So it's like, all right, cool. You have 3 points here that are clearly being respected. So why not use that instead? You know? Use our brains here now. We didn't break this high. This is gorgeous, beautiful. I love it. Can't go wrong, right? We have this pullback point. Okay. Do we have a pullback point on 30-minute? We have this here. Even though I would love for it to go a little bit higher. So I guess the only point is within here. It's not where I want it to be, but beggars can't be choosers, so we're gonna just work with it. We're just gonna work with it. You know, it's within here, it's within the higher area, you know. And then obviously we can target these liquidity points within here. So this is a sell for me here. This is definitely a sell for me. It's definitely a sell for me. Sell for me. I don't think it's gonna break structure, but we could come down and sweep liquidity within here. All these are just liquidity points. So we can get we can easily get a 1 to 4 within here. And then you want to go back to daily, right? Within that wick, you can kind of see that wick fill. And we might even break structure, so that's also another thing to keep in mind. The chances of this pretty much continuing to buy would be here. This would be a perfect time if it wants to continue buying, continue and buy. I would love for it to really get up in here for real. Even though yes, there is liquidity points above, price is overall bearish. Now you wait again. This engulfing candlestick is beautiful. Wait for that retest. You know what I'm saying? There's a fair value gap within here, within the 2 hour alone. So does that tell you price could dip up in here? It could short tap it, continue. Preferably, I would love for it to fill, like really fill, possibly even come and wick up in here. That's what I really want if we keeping it real. But beggars can't be choosers. You feel me? So now we got this to work with. It's off. So higher high, lower low, lower high, lower low, right? Then creates a higher high, higher low. This is where you want to buy. Area interest, EMA, around psychological level, 93 flat, Morningstar formation, beautiful retest, go along, catch this motherfucker. From Thursday, and I don't know if you peeped, everything that I've looked at so far has either said Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. Wednesday or Thursday, one of those two. Rare ones you'll find Monday. I'm not saying rare, not too often you'll find ones on Monday. Not too often you'll find ones on Tuesdays. So, at least for the way I trade, what's the best time to wait for? Wednesday. So within now until Wednesday, you can quite literally make it easier for yourself to sit on your hands and just be like, okay, cool. There's a good chance a lot of the plays that I mark out don't play around until Wednesday. So this is a good chance for me to just sit and wait. And wait. Don't, you know what I'm saying? You're better off missing the trade than trying to force it. It's really as simple as that. I'm gonna keep it real. But all right, next one. You know, we're trying to move along. I gotta pick up my brothers in a little bit, so. I'm gonna rearrange these tomorrow. And the way I like to do things, Friday I do half, Saturday I do the other half, and then Sunday right before market open, I can go through everything, right? With a clear mind and just be like, okay, cool. What are my favorite ones? Which ones do I like the most? I might even do a Saturday night. Who knows? But within that time frame before market open, I just come back and I look at it. But I like to look at it with a fresh head. I like literally coming off from sleep, no charts that day, like the entire. I don't care if I sleep. I'm not gonna wake up and come back on the charts. Absolutely not. You're gonna mentally fog yourself up, and you don't want that. So yeah, this is the best route to take. And just in case you these seasonals they come in handy every once in a while. You kind of see for the year we're down 10%. This is the lowest price has ever been for this pair AUDJPY. So the buy, just look at that. It just makes more sense because if you just go back in time, these lines have always sticked very very close to each other. If not at least this distance right in here. You know what I'm saying? Or even this right here, this end part here. But never like, yo, this is like massive. 2024 is the one in red. Look at the difference here. So we got, you know what I'm saying? It's just little things like that. It's like, all right, cool, can give you a little bit more. It's again, nothing's guaranteed. Everything's still 50-50. You feel me? Everything is still 50-50, my guy. That's just what it is. But hey. Oh yeah, so ADJP1, I'm a fan. I wasn't even trying to make this a long one either, bro. It is what it is though. So ADJPY, where's my retest point? Let's do this. If we get a tap into here, that'll be beautiful. And at that point, all you have to do is just wait. You know. All right, so on to the next one. Hold on. Good. Cool. So this one here, did it hit? Fuck no. Fuck no. Alright, so this one. This was another tricky one. Weekly's bullish. There's no need to try to debate nothing. Like, yeah, you can have this wick fill. Oh, you can do this, you can do that. Just read it for what it is. Weekly is bullish. Daily, another hot one. Daily is yeah, this is the one where this is where okay, now you add it will make more sense to just draw it out and actually try to like read it. So start here, higher high, higher low. This is a lower high, higher low, right? And then we come up here at the higher high point. It's the higher low point. I'm not gonna really count this because it doesn't go anywhere. We're gonna just count this as the next lower high, lower low, lower high, higher low. This is 2 days worth of price action here, mind you. You know, this one just didn't look clean. This one looks clean, so I would potentially count this one because this is the one that did break structure. So theoretically, this is a higher high point, higher high, higher low. This is jumbo. You can kind of estimate, but I would see this as a higher high point. And then again, this is another higher low point. Shit. Shit, my brother, I thought it broke. Fuck now. So just based off what you're looking at, higher high, higher low, lower high, lower low, lower high, higher low, higher high. Right here, right? How I would read this, right? Higher high, higher low, lower high, lower low. Okay, clearly there's a trend there. Lower high, you're anticipating a lower low, but you don't get that lower low, you get a higher low. Respective area interest, EMA as well. The pink lines are more important, higher time frames, purple or lower time frames, blue is the hourly time frame. So lower high, high, and red is going to be like the 30-minute, which I almost never use. But lower high, lower low, lower high, higher low, right? All right, cool. You don't want to buy here. Wait for the higher high confirmation that the trend has shifted, because if you create a higher low, right, you can come and easily create a same thing here, higher high, higher low. You can create a lower high, lower low, lower high, higher low, lower high, lower. You see what I'm saying? There's hella combinations to it, but the chances of you going from a lower low, lower high, higher low, right, lower low, lower high, higher low, Lord, fuck. Lower high, lower low, lower high, higher low. The chances of you going from a higher low to a lower high and then a lower low is low, because at that point, once you're in this sequence, you're consolidating, and that low is gonna be a break. Wait for the lower high to be made. That's where you want to enter. In this scenario, lower high, lower low, lower high, higher low. You don't want to enter here. You want to wait for the confirmation, higher high, wait for your higher low, which is this next area interest, right? And then you want to go long within here. Small time frames will give you a entry within here to catch this. Simple as that. But back to the original, you know, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pairs. I'm also doing, I don't trade gold, but if gold gives me like an obvious, hey, buddy, I'm screaming, buy, I'll take it. Absolutely. But higher low, higher high, higher low, this isn't done, but I'm assuming this is the lower high. Assuming, but we could potentially get that continuation. Who knows? And this one's a little tricky. I haven't traded GBPAUD in a while. Because again, it can get tricky. It absolutely can. So 4 hour, right, we're at this sequence, right? Again, right now we're at the higher high, higher low. This is obviously where this is where you want to buy. Kind of missed that. So now practically we're waiting for the second sequence where it creates that higher high, higher low. That's the safest way to enter this. But just looking for entry this week, right? Higher, we're just remember we're in this sequence here. We're at the higher low point. Well,
Eddie,
technically the lower high point. We drop down to the 4 hour, and then pretty much I'll say start at this point right here, right? We can
Eddie,
pretty much count this as a higher high.
Eddie,
Count this as a higher high. Count this as a lower low,
Eddie,
and then
Eddie.
somebody in the thing. Yo, oh your shit
Can you hear me?
low. Hold on, let me turn up your shit.
Could you hear me, bro?
Nah, your shit was low. I couldn't even hear you for real.
Wait, could you hear? Could you see the stuff I'm sitting in the chat?
No.
Wow. Wait, are you recording for YouTube?
Yeah,
Oh, can they wait? Can they hear me?
I have no clue. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, you're butt. But what are you doing? Huh? What time frame are you on?
I want
You got higher, low, lower, low, lower, high.
yeah, I'm just doing this sequence here because this one's a little tricky.
Wait, what is that right there? The signal point. What is that?
GPAUD.
No, no, no. Pull that thing, that little text stuff that you had back up.
Now this is just settings.
Oh, wait. How do you
Yeah.
put that there? Oh,
No.
I'm just waiting.
Yeah. This
I'm
is
just waiting.
just yeah. All right. So this one's tricky because where it's at, and usually the GPAUD gives you some really clean moves. Like this probably like people's favorites here because it genuinely gives you some clean moves. But this is the first time where, again, this just tells you that people are unsure of the economy and what's gonna happen. Again, there's wars like left and right, so given, it's a given. But because the weekly is set up like this, where it is bullish, well, we've been consolidating since April.
Mm.
So if you go down daily, you can kind of see is this is a mess. So realistically, I would not trade this instead of trying to give myself a headache and trying to see, oh, where's the entry? Where's the entry? I'll just leave this alone and let it play out. But I'm gonna set it up first. So I already did the daily time frame, right? Already got
Mm.
my lower. Already did this whole sequence where you have the we have a little
Wait, Eddie,
trend going
got a
here,
question.
huh?
Hey, when I search up GBP UAD,
Uh
and
huh.
then I see the shit right, and it
Uh huh.
says Owanda and all this type of like, it's giving me like different brokers. Do I just choose like any one of them, or I gotta choose the one for Owanda?
The charts. You talking about the charts, right? How
Yeah,
it has like different like it
yeah, different brokers and
it.
stuff right there. Like,
I'll
yeah.
say it doesn't matter, but once you pick one, stick with it.
All right, bet.
Yeah,
I chose the one for
because
Owanda. Is that
yeah,
cool?
it doesn't really matter who you pick. At least for my,
Uh,
I've always used Forex.com because at least for me, and I mean I've been doing it for 2 years. I've been using it for 2 years, and their charts for me have been consistent.
what's for
Versus,
Forex.com?
yeah, versus if you go to Owando or other pairs, they might be off by a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Some pairs might give you a breaker structure like Owanda. The same pair could be cleaner on Owanda. You see?
Mm.
It looks a lot cleaner on Oana. It just depends on who you're using. You know what I'm
Oh, so the
saying?
charts are different. Okay, wait,
No,
go back to that.
the charts are the same, but
Uh,
they could vary slightly.
what the
And
hell?
it only really matters if you're copying someone's trades.
Oh,
That's when you really need to have like the same broker chart and everything. But outside of that, like it really doesn't matter because if you have an area, you have an area. It's really as simple as that. So this one, make sure it's a 4 hour. Make sure it's not doubling any shit. Make sure it's not doubling. And we chilling
what
like
else can I say?
low, higher, low. Nice,
Run some
right?
trend lines in there. Put some trend lines in there real quick.
I don't use trend lines. And trend lines are very subjective. So like you could literally put it at the top of the wick, at the body. Yeah, it can give you different trajectory. It just doesn't work. Keep it real.
No, I'm saying that because I can barely see your the fucking wicks.
The wicks, I mean, the wicks ain't really important. Like you shouldn't be focusing on the wicks. It's only the body.
No, nigga, like the screen is blurry, is what I'm saying. So I need like
Oh, I
some indication,
mean,
like
here, do this. Switch over to an actual call. You'll be able to see it on the call. Hold on.
what?
Let me do this. Hold on. This nigga and the friend. Except so I can call this nigga. Oh, I could just do it straight up and my shit just turns off. Whatever. It doesn't matter. My bad, y'all. I'm just trying to share my screen with my partner real quick. Hopefully this nigga see this hoe, cause
I mean,
yeah.
fuck it.
Can you see it? Cause at that point, like,
Yeah, it's cool. Fuck it.
cause this hoe, like, to make that hoe look clear, I'm gonna have to buy like a subscription. Not trying to do that.
Nigga, what?
Yeah, they charge you for
I think.
quality.
Oh hell no.
Yeah, they charge you for quality, my nigga. You have to buy that subscription. I mean, if you put in full screen, you could see it.
Bro, my shit's not going full screen.
You on your
Fuck
phone?
it. Yes.
Turn it sideways. Oh, you already got it sideways and all?
Yeah. I don't know what's wrong, but fuck it. Just keep going.
Damn, G. Get your MacBook fixed.
No, really, really, Eddie.
Yep. But this one, I'm gonna label it, but I'm not gonna trade this. I really have no business trading this. So higher high, lower low. See, it kind of gets a little confusing here, but overall, this is a lower high. This is a right here is the lower low, but it's awkward. And then lower high, lower low, and then we come and make this abrupt higher high, and then this higher low, and then this higher high again, and then this higher low. All right, and we're just creating liquidity points within here, so eventually we're gonna come and sweep all of this shit. But as of right now, we're sitting in a higher high, higher low position. Daily, we're sitting in a higher high, higher low position. So that tells me there is a pullback point. Question is, where is that pullback point? So we were in a downtrend. Trend shifted right here from higher high. Wait for that higher low to be made, preferably. I mean, that's just a really good spot. EMA. Yeah, this was a pretty good. This was a solid spot right here. No funny. I don't think this is like 100% there, based on the fact that it's kind of just getting walked right through. This makes a little bit more sense. We have a touch, 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 touch. Like, it just makes a little bit more sense. But then, yeah, this one, I mean, I would sell it, but price is bullish. Weekly's bullish. Daily is also bullish. You have this run from this lower high, lower low, higher low point to the higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. It's like this leg here just fuck shit up. Where it's like, I don't even know what the fuck that is. This is bullshit. Like, this right here is like, this is why trading became hard for a little bit. It was doing this a lot. Like, there's not even enough momentum to give you a real blueprint on where you're trying to aim. But it's fine. This one, I'm not even worried about it. Push this to the bottom. Next one on the list.
Dude,
GB
this is all the
entity.
forex you trade right here.
Not all of them. Right now, I'm just sticking to the higher volatility pairs.
Wait, which ones
Simply
have the most high? Which ones have the highest volatility right now?
these ones. I don't think it's all of them, but these are the ones I
What,
got down so far.
like AUD, USD?
Yeah, all of these.
What do those numbers mean right there? Those fucking negative 004 and a
It's
negative.
just price moving. Whenever market
Okay.
opens, if it opens above where if it moves above where it opens, the number will be green. If it moves below where it opened, it'll be red. If that makes sense.
That makes sense.
Alrighty.
Then what's the other number? The white number right there. What's that mean?
Last, like where it last stopped.
Oh yeah, because the market's closed.
Yep. All right. So this one's old. All right. So for this one, yeah, I mean we have a. This one's actually really clean, creating real clean. Higher high, higher low, lower high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Yeah, I won't even fuck that up. But basically, higher high, higher low, lower high.
Wait, hey, yeah, do that again and then
So this one
bring
gets a little
like
confusing, huh?
wait, chart that up again. Do the higher little thing with the arrow
Like
shit,
this.
and then move it to the side. Yeah, like no, like do it how you did it first, and then move it to the side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like when you're done doing that, like move the whole thing to the side. Yeah, and move it to the side. All right. Can't you move like that one? How you have that one? Can't you move from other time frames too, like to make them like see if they match?
They're not gonna match though.
No, I know they're not gonna match. I'm saying
Yeah.
like
I mean, yeah,
say you
yeah.
go to
You
another
yeah,
time.
you can go. It's still gonna be there.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
it doesn't delete unless you choose for it to delete. Then it's kind of your choice.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So for this one,
Okay.
so clearly we're in a bullish momentum here. We are slowing down within here, which I'm not a big fan of. But let's see. Oh yeah, this is disgusting. It's not that bad. I mean, it's workable, but not a fan. You technically have this left head, right shoulder. We didn't break. Cool. We're back here. Like,
Wait, explain to me
eh,
how's it a left head, right shoulder?
right here. Left head, right
Like
shoulder.
no, like what makes it that? Because I don't know what that is.
Nigga
What makes it a left?
is just like the human body. A left head, a left shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder.
So it's the two high points. Like it can be a high or low, like 3 points.
No, it's literally like your head and shoulders, like head, shoulders. See?
No, I'm saying, but like, how do you know if it's a head or shoulders or not? Like, what makes it a head and shoulders?
Because it's a head and like, do you not see this?
No, I see it, but like,
Uh huh.
is it? You got to have two high points, a higher point, and then
No,
another high point.
it's not as technical as that. It's just if you have a left shoulder here, or right shoulder, it doesn't have to be high. It could be literally anything. Like for instance, right here, left head, right shoulder cell. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. The head and shoulder is a cell
It don't
move.
got to be perfect.
No, it doesn't. And obviously you don't just look for some random points like this left head, right shoulder. No, it's gotta. This is more experienced. So this was really gonna come with experience. Like the more you kind of do this, you'll start to kind of pick up.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
that's what I need to learn how to find them fucking left head and shoulders and shits.
Yeah, just I mean, just give it time. It was the same for me. Like I couldn't find it at first, but it took me a few months until I really started getting into it. Yeah,
I bet.
it's just gonna take a little time. Cause it's just one of those things where it's like I could tell you what it is, I could
Yeah, but
show you how to find them,
it's up to me to
but
find. Yeah, I know what you mean.
yeah, you're still gonna run into stuff like this where you could think this is a left head, right shoulder, but it's not. You know what I'm saying? So it really just comes down to experience. But if outside of that, a left head, right shoulder is literally you have a high here, a higher high, or it doesn't matter. But if you, I don't know how to explain it. Like it just has to look like this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Triple tops
Mhm.
or triple bottoms. If you have triple bottoms, that's an inverse head and shoulders. You have a triple top, that's a left head, right shoulder. It doesn't have to be perfect. It could be like this, left head, right shoulder, or it could be like the one right here where it's a little bit more perfect. Or you can have
Mm,
one where it's all leveled, left head, right shoulder. Yeah, there's
okay.
different varieties. It's just a matter of can you if you could like with experience you'll be able to properly see it.
Yeah. All right, bet.
Yeah. So GBP NZD I don't even like this one. I'm gonna keep it real because before I even start like charting anything, not charting, marking up anything, just based off of this here. Shit. Just based off of this here is like this is pretty much like a N or a upside down U.
Hmm.
This isn't pretty. I'm not trying to. I want to trade like what you want to really trade is something like this, where you have a clear low, you have a clear high.
Yeah,
Either
like a
you
good
know what I'm
trend.
saying. This one
Hmm.
here doesn't really have a clear high or low. It just kind of so this could be a pullback. This could be a change of care. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? So it's like then there's higher low points within here. So it makes it that much harder to read. So best thing to do with these type of pairs is literally just let it play out some more. You know what I'm saying? You're always gonna
Hmm.
have an entry. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is you force an entry, well, you're fucked. So yeah, this one, yeah, it's just I gotta let this play out a little bit more. There's not much I can really do here. Cause yeah, this just gives me a headache. I'll come back to it next week. I said next week, tomorrow, but right now, boy, that hurt too much. All right, so
Wait, you trading tomorrow?
huh?
Are you trading tomorrow?
I won't say I'm trading tomorrow, but I'm gonna be looking at the chart, see how I usually let Sunday play out and come back New York session on Monday. That's when I kind of see, okay, this is where we're sitting at, this is what we're working with, yada yada yada. So this one right here, weekly is bullish. That's obvious. Daily, um, mm, mm, mm. Yeah, this one of them ones we gotta, you know, mark it up to. So higher high counts as a higher low, lower high, lower low, and then you have a bunch of these points here, and they just got swept. So I'll count this as an overall higher high. Cause did we break? This broke, right?
What?
Yeah, it
Let me see
broke.
the stuff.
So count this as a higher high because you can count this, but it's like if price came, broke it, which is a clear change of character or break of structure, but didn't respect it, then these are just liquidity points. This price just came and swept that. So this I want to count, at least for me. So lower high, lower low, higher high, count this as a higher low point, and then it starts to get ugly within here. Just straight wick. I said wicks. Bodies being matched, wicks being matched. Just a whole bunch of bullshit. But it could be a good thing. It just depends on how you look at it. So higher high, higher low. Uh, higher high within here. Say this is a higher high point, and then this is a clear high low point here. I like that. Higher high. This isn't as pretty as. Let's do this higher high point here. Higher low. I guess we can count this as a lower high. And count this here where it's at now a lower low because we broke all of that. So yeah, I would prefer to trade this than what the fuck this is. This is bad. I ain't gonna
Yeah,
hold
that
you.
shit definitely bad.
Because this, like, look at this is much cleaner. You know, you have the higher high point, wait for higher low,
Mhm.
enter,
Yeah, that's a good
higher
fluctuation in the
high.
market right
You know what I'm saying? These are good
there.
moves within here, but we get to here. Literally started doing the bullshit March, the beginning of March, give or take. It just started doing whatever the fuck this is, and I'm not a fan. I'm just not a fan. I am not a fan at all, and I don't like when it does this shit, bro. Can it just like, oh my god, oh my goodness. Do this real quick. Okay. Knock this out. Lower low. Cool. What's next? I need to switch my shit over to SoFi.
What is that?
It's for investing. I need to take my shit out of public because public technically
Oh,
isn't.
so far. Oh, okay. I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
SoFi, Fidelity, those are like investing. You could buy Roth IRA, you could buy treasuries, bonds. Yeah,
What is a Roth RA? What is that?
it's like a retirement account. It's better than a 401k.
Oh, damn.
For basically 401k is for the middle class, the working American, and Roth IRAs are generally used by the wealthy because there's certain
Mm,
tax codes you could play with it. But obviously the working class they don't really have time to look into it, let alone have the money to pay for someone to look into it. So
yeah.
yeah,
Damn.
can't really hate the game. That's just how it is.
But do people use Robinhood, bro?
I do not use Robinhood, bro. That whole week is fuck. Robinhood and Webull are, at least to me, because Webull for one is Chinese made. So if you lose
Yeah,
your
that shit
money,
trash, bro.
and you try to sue them, that shit not gonna work. And Robinhood, they just have too many issues on the back end. So it's just like Coinbase is probably the best like alternative to them all. But what's better is like these crypto actual like crypto things like MoonPay. That's an actual crypto. You don't store nothing. It's only to move shit around.
Yeah.
And then obviously you buy your own digital wallets. That's your own personal. Like they give you like you have to create your own key for it. Those are good. If they don't make you make a key for it, then it's no good, my guy. They got your key. They could practically just dip on your ass with it. Ta-da-da-da. Yeah, I don't know what to think about this because like I mean it's just I mean it's moving, you know.
Hmm.
Like daily's week I would say weekly is bullish. Daily higher high higher low higher high higher low lower high lower low is now bearish. So if it's gonna sell, the only thing I can do for this it didn't even break this low. 4 hour broke. Start getting to like 2 hour, it didn't break shit, and that's where it gets confusing too.
Hmm.
If you're like on the 4 hour and you have a breaker structure, but if you're going to 2 hour, it didn't give you that breaker structure. There's a good chance that this is a fake out because
Yeah.
usually
They're
once
supposed
you
to line.
exactly once you have a 2 hour, basically how it's supposed to work, at least from my experience, my winning trades, it's
Hmm.
supposed to break, retest, right? And on the
Yeah.
4 hour, it's basically gonna look like one big candle that breaks, rejects back a little bit, but still breaks, which is gonna be the
Mm.
2 hour break. But it never even broke in the first place. So it's a fake out to me, at least from experience. I mean, there's a million ways you could read this. There's hella ways to trade. It's just from my experience. That's just
No, that's
what
right.
I've. That's just what I've peeped. And the thing is with trading, to even get good at trading, it's all about self-analyzation. Because trading should truly and honestly come down to pattern recognition, if you think about it. Because realistically, like I don't even trade with news anymore. Like ever since I learned from Alex, I don't even touch the news. I'm gonna keep it real. I don't even remember last time I checked. I think it was like last week. Actually, I lied, but I don't use it at all. Oh yeah,
You
this is
what? Dude?
yeah.
So
I
you
don't
don't.
I don't look at those because
Yeah, like I.
the thing is with news, right? The only thing news would do, right? Assuming like it's
Mhm.
on some regular shit, a regular red folder, nothing, world ending news, but a regular red folder, right? Let's say it goes against you. The most this will do is come up to here and then come back. That's the most they'll do. But if it's on some some crazy news, obviously you'll have a fat ass spike. But outside of that, news will always follow market structure. You get what I'm saying? Because you have to keep in mind the market itself is people's sentiment. It's not the news. Nigga said app crashed. Lord, my bad, y'all. I'm gonna end this and just teach this nigga how to do this. You know what I'm saying? That's my homeboy, so my bad for the vulgar language, but that's my partner. But I'm gonna go ahead and end this for y'all because there's nothing else I have in here. Because outside of AUDJBY, like everything else just looks trash. Well, hold on, GJ looking a little sweet on a nigga. It kind of already had the pullback, so I don't think it's gonna give me another entry. I don't think I'm gonna get another entry here, my guy. Higher high, lower low, lower high, higher low, higher high, higher low, lower high, higher low, higher high. Basically went for us. We might have a wick fill, who knows? But I also want to talk about last thing. It is creating a little left head, right shoulder. So pretty much waiting for that break to sell. But last thing before I end the stream. So you have a higher high, lower low, lower high, higher low, right? And you obviously where you want to buy is higher high, lower low, lower high, higher low, right? Wait for the higher high to confirm that change of shift of structure. Wait for the higher low to be made, consolidate, just waiting, and then boom, right here. That's where you want to buy. Now, of course, you anticipating for the higher high to be made for the continuation. That didn't happen. It fell short. Matter of fact, it hit your TP. Your TP should have been hit. You should have been out of there. 1 to 2. You're not trying to make any more than that. Outside of 1 to 2 or 1 to 2 5, you're being greedy. Now 1 to 3s, 1 to 4, that's definitely greedy. But I feel like a 1 to 3 is a decent because I have a 1 to 4, a 1 to 5 in here as well. So it's like I'm not one to talk, but anything more than 1 to 2 is being greedy, especially if you're starting out. And the reason why I'm not gonna get too much into risk reward because these are subjective. Depending on where you put it, depending where you put this, you get your risk reward. So it's subjective, but they're very useful, very useful. Um, because I mean, if you're not gonna use them at the end of the day, it's still gonna be you risk $100, you get back 200. A 1 to 3, you risk $100, you get 300. A 1 to 4, 400. A 1 to 5, 500. That's all it is. Regardless of the leverage, all leverage is you're able to spend less to make the same amount. That's it. You're not making more. There is no upside to it. All it is, the only upside to a higher leverage is you're able to spend less to make the same amount. That's the biggest upside to like a 1 to 500 leverage. But yeah, well we in here. So higher high. Back to what I was saying. Lower high, higher low. Higher high, this is where you want to buy. Area interest, this is perfect. Higher low, clear, clear, perfect. But this is where it's like, all right, now you gotta use your head a little bit. Higher high, higher low. Lower high, higher low. You're still creating higher lows. Would you want to buy in here? Yes. Your area interest, we didn't break the most recent higher low. We're still in a higher low state, right? This isn't a bad buy. It's not. Right? Higher high, higher low. Lower high, higher low. This is a perfect buy here. This was a good one here too. This engulfing, whatever. I mean, it's a 4 hour, but there's an entry down here on 1 hour, 30 minutes. I believe 15 minute has a better entry, but either way, I had lost the trade here because, again, I was being too much in my head. I wasn't thinking clearly, and I wasn't reading the market for what it is. And I was trying to sell without a lower high being made, or, you know what I'm saying? This would have been a perfect sell, but the sell failed without realizing. And the reason why it failed is because you're in a trend of a higher low, higher high, higher low, right? You're anticipating a higher high to be made. But if you're trying to sell, well, you're only going to get a half-ass sell. That's why it didn't work. The same on the flip side, too. You got a half-ass buy, but hey, this is where you got to be a little bit. I'm going to keep it here simply because of how tricky it is. I don't remember any of these, but best believe whenever markets open and close. So whoa 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 yeah yeah stupid I wonder if it's a possibility. It's a possibility, you know, but I'm not too interested in it, you know. Um, I say we come back to the lower end of this, right? Check and double check. Cool. Cool, 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 cool. Euro NZD. This pair has been flying off the charts. No funny shit. I'm talking about we've been here. I'm talking I seen it just rip right through this with no drawback whatsoever. Don't worry, we're almost done. I know this is 2 hours long. I apologize. I apologize. I'm sorry. Cool. Oh yeah, weekly's bullish, clearly. Daily's also bullish, clearly, because this is a higher high point, higher low, higher high. We're just waiting for that higher low for that continuation. We could definitely come and sweep this, absolutely. So essentially, just waiting for that higher low point to be tapped into, violated. This thing ready? Hello, yo.
You could pick me up at Chick-fil-A. We went to Chick-fil-A. It was like 2 minutes away.
You got the. Is that the Addy that you sent me?
Yeah.
For sure.
Alright.
Alright.
And my phone about to die. It's at 5%, so I'm just letting you know.
For sure.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm not interested. I'm not interested in this until it comes back down. And if it continues, then obviously we got some chart work to do within here. Actually, matter of fact, let's do it now. Let's do it now. Oh, I still got y'all here, man. First of all, this is supposed to be a little bit higher, but we're going off the daily. It's purple's daily. Purple, I go off of daily. But yes, this is actually supposed to be higher because Yeah, you can see 4 hour kind of falls in perfectly too. Yeah. So yeah, this, I mean, we could come down here and do all that extra shit. I don't want this low to be broken. So essentially what I'm waiting for, if we come sweep these liquidity points here, because clearly there's orders here that were never checked. You know, it's like we finna go through without checking. Stupid Alright, yeah, I'm gonna wait for at least this to, be cleared and things that I don't use a 15 minute. I just like looking at it from time to time. But yeah, I don't see besides this and shit like that. Yeah, this is just a matter of waiting. Alright, lastly, I know a lot of people trade gold, so we finna look into it. We finna look into it. We finna look into it. All right, cool. So gold, what are we looking like? I know it's bullish, so very, very bullish. Weekly's bullish. Daily's also bullish, creating this higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. You just wait for the higher low to be made, and just off the looks of it, we can make it to this zone here. Go over here, see what we're working with. All right, this can definitely be a bit higher. Absolutely, I agree. I agree. Right around this area. Perfect. So basically we're just waiting for that higher low to be made. Yeah, it could be here, it could be down here. Who knows? Who knows? I wonder if the 30 minute could give me something a little bit closer. Not necessarily, but that is okay. Yeah, gold is kind of taking off. Yeah, but NZD, I forgot I gotta draw. I gotta draw. I gotta draw. Oh yeah, this is perfect right here. 4 hour. We have a perfect zone within here where we have multiple touches. I don't really want to make it bigger than what it is already. No, I do not. So now we have two options here. You feel me? And then for this one, I wonder if I could get some more like data, same shit. Yeah, there's not really much to work with here. You can only kind of like follow it from bottom up. So preferably I would like a pullback or a sweep of this before we buy. I'm gonna put this just in case, and then I'm gonna put it up here if we decide to break. If it decides to break, again, break, retest, go long. Yeah, it's as simple as that. But outside of that, yeah, those are all my pairs. All inactive. And I believe gold. I guess it deleted my shit. Was that gold or euro? That was NZD. I see NZD. There's no higher high, no higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. We're gonna create this high. Basically, I'm looking for the continue. So I guess it wouldn't sell. So I said I guess. Yeah, I know it wouldn't sell because higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Next higher high, continuation. That continuation could last all the way up until here. So we still have some good room to make some money on Euro NZD. So yeah. Yeah, this we I can only take this if it pulls back. And the fact that it's so high up, I'm not really interested in it. So my top pair 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pairs, and I'm gonna rearrange them tomorrow. And I'm not gonna make this any longer than what it is. You feel me? I appreciate y'all for watching. I hope y'all learned something. If y'all want anything specific that y'all want to learn, or at least me to add on, please put it in the comments. So at least I'm gonna read all of them. I'm gonna go through all of them because I'm gonna try my best to teach y'all. Because with trading, it really comes. Everyone's gonna teach the same information. It really comes down to how does your brain ingest information. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is it good at? What is it not good at? And I'm gonna try to cater that to as many people as possible, right? Try to use analogies, things of that nature. I can only do that if y'all tell me, you know what I'm saying? Let me know where you need a little extra work in. Shit, hell, I'll hop in the Discord with some of y'all. All this is for free, by the way. I'm not charging nobody a dime. Only thing I will ever, and you can stamp it because I don't care how big I get. I'm never doing it. I'm never charging anybody for just learning. You know what I'm saying? You want me to go over something? You want me to explain something? Literally, you can even spam the comment section. You know, put it in there. You know what I'm saying? Because just you watching, right? Again, just me posting on YouTube, you watching, me getting that watch time, you liking the video or commenting, that's already enough for me. I'm not gonna double back and charge you on the back end. That's really pointless, bro. Because I understand where people come from. You know what I'm saying? Not a lot of people got that extra $200, $300, a band, 2 bands, 5 bands, 3 bands that some of these creators be charging. Again, to each their own. Your price is your price. But me as a person with a heart, I don't see my, not even just a heart. I've been in that situation. So why the fuck would I turn around try to charge you? Not all money is good money, bro. That's basically what I'm trying to say. And I will never charge some dumb shit like this because the information is free. You know what I'm saying? Especially charging somebody where all they're looking for is guidance. Point them in the right direction. It takes no more than 2 seconds to point them in the right direction. Feel me? You want me to teach? I'll go over something. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing much to it. I don't really get the whole concept of charging people for courses that are bullshit to begin with. So that's enough ranting for me. I'm finna go get my little brother. Thank y'all for watching, for real. If y'all need help with anything, please let me know or DM me. That would be, you know what I'm saying, at Biotic. I'm not gonna ego nobody. I'll be more than glad. Am I saying that correctly? I'll be more than grateful to help you. No, I'll be more than glad to know. I'll be more than happy to help you. So yeah, all right. That's enough playing around. Deuces. I'll catch y'all.